Hi guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to talk about the power of auto-compounding. That's something that is probably one of the most undervalued topic into the whole industry, and that's something that is absolutely important for you before doing anything, that you have that really clear in your mind. What are the advantages, what does it mean, and how to use that. Okay, let's start immediately. Prepared also for you another couple of slides, and I want to start saying that what does it mean earning without compounding? As you can see, the kind of result that you will get, it is a line that is obviously increasing because you will start accumulating interest. The point is that compared to when you reinvest, because in this line, it is saying you, okay man, if you're earning something, but you are simply bringing your earnings and putting them into another box, into another pot or whatever, well, the point is that you are not reinvesting them and you are not increasing the capital that is producing for you the interest that you are earning. On the other side, if you are reinvesting the amount of money that you are earning, the kind of profit you will get into the medium long term, it is exponentially higher. Obviously, that's something that the kind of difference will not be so big at the beginning. Because at the beginning, as you can see from the chart, the kind of amount is, yes, it's slightly higher. You can think, well, I'm just leaving on the table just a couple of bucks, it's not so important. But it will come a time when the kind of difference will become exponential. And also the excuse of saying, well, maybe I can do it in another moment because anyway, in the short term, it will not change anything. Yes, that's true. Into the short term, auto-compounding is not changing. But when we talk about the long term, so 1 year, 2 years, many years, well, the difference is exponential and enormous. When we talk about cryptos, auto-compounding, that's a topic that is really important. Why? For the simple reason, when we are using DeFi, we are start earning passive income. So the different protocols are rewarding us for doing something, supplying money on Aave or using PancakeSwap. For example, if you go here on PancakeSwap on Earn, you will find farms and pools. For example, I clicked here on farms, and as you can see, in the moment when you are depositing your liquidity provider token, do you remember how it works? Well, I will just give you a brief summary. So in order to increase the liquidity, these protocols are creating a program that is incentivizing people to deposit their liquidity. So in the moment when you are depositing your cryptos on PancakeSwap, you will start earning your the fees. Plus, you can deposit the token, that is just a receipt, to earn some additional reward. And here you can see the kind of reward could be, in this case, 37%, 11%, and so on. If you're wondering why there is this kind of difference, well, it really depends from the risk. Do you remember impermanent loss? Well, exactly. Higher is the impermanent loss, higher should be also the incentive to push people to participate to this kind of stuff. The point is that, as you can see here, it is written APR. So it means that in the moment when you're using this service, it is not auto-compounding. It's simply just giving you the ability to withdraw the amount of rewards that you have received and do that whatever you want with your time. So it means that it's up to you. You wanna reward, you wanna reinvest them, you wanna collect them in any moment, it's totally up to you. An auto-compounder simply means that it's creating a strategy to bring your rewards and reinvest them according to what is your strategy. For example, GrizzlyFi, this is the protocol, the website of GrizzlyFi that you have probably already seen. GrizzlyFi is doing exactly that using PancakeSwap. For example, here you can see USDT BUSD. If you go here on farm, you will find this pool. This is exactly this one that I'm enlightening you on the screen. This farm here is paying on PancakeSwap 3.20%. What is doing GrizzlyFi is building a strategy to reinvest the kind of profit that you are doing through PancakeSwap through different strategies. In the moment when you click on it, you will find that there are different kinds of strategies. There is the GrizzlyFi strategy, standard strategy, stable strategy. There are different ways to reinvest. What I want to help you to understand is that auto-compounding means that there is someone that is reinvesting the money for you in order to achieve this kind of result. Obviously, you need always to be aware of the risk, what you want to earn and so on. But auto-compounding, it is something that is so important. Not to mention that in many cases you can start earning an additional reward. Why? Simply because protocols like in this case GrizzlyFi are giving away another token just to incentivize people to start getting used to use this kind of protocol. And that's something that is increasing the real APY, so the real interest that you are receiving. So just to summarize, when you are using DeFi, you are start earning passive income. The problem is that in most of the case, these are just rewards that are not reinvested. Using an auto-compounder is enabling you to reinvest and to start pursuing this kind of curve. And the kind of strategy of reinvesting is something that you can that can change according to which auto-compounder you are using. There is another big advantage of using an auto-compounder instead of doing the reinvesting part by yourself. And it is related to the fact that when you are withdrawing your rewards, you need to pay the fees from the blockchain. Do you remember when we were talking about risk of DeFi? Well, one of them was exactly fees from transactions, smart contracts. So that's something that you should take in account, because obviously in this case, GrizzlyFi, for example, is doing that in bulk. So it means that it is aggregating many people, putting many persons together and using their funds in order to auto-compound them doing a single transaction or reducing drastically the number of transactions. While you have to do that by yourself, you need to use a PancakeSwap, and every time that you are doing that, you need to pay transaction fees. So as you can see, there are different kind of advantages to use an auto-compounder. Guys, I hope that this overview helped you to better understand what does it mean earning through DeFi and what are also the ups and downs. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section here or into the Telegram group. See you in the next video. Hi guys, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about APR and APY, how to calculate and what is the ideal best frequency in order to compound your gains. I prepared a couple of slides and a couple of tools that I want to share with you. Before going deeper, I want to remind you, guys, we have seen into the previous video, compounding is literally what will make explode your gains. The point is that what I want to show you right now is that one story is just looking at the chart and saying that it's exponential. Yes, that's true. But let's check with numbers the difference between compounding and not. First of all, in order to understand how it works, we need to find a calculator that is helping us in order to calculate the difference among APR and APY. You can simply go on Google and see how many different calculators are available. Just for our purpose, we will use APR to APY.com, plus I prepared also an Excel where I'll show you the real numbers. First of all, so let's start checking out the difference. When we talk about compounding, the different, let's say APR from you want to compound it monthly, the difference from not compounding and compounding is going from 10 to 1047. Yes, I know it doesn't look so much, but I will show you that it could be a lot. If we want to do daily, it is just changing a little bit more. It's going from 10.47 to just 10.52. The story is changing slightly when we talk about APRs that are higher. Let's say that we have a 100% of APR. When it comes to daily compounding, we go from 100 to 171, so quite a big difference. If we want to compound just monthly, you will see that difference is from 100 to 161. If you go even higher, let's say that the APR is 500%, look at the difference. That's what does it mean having an exponential difference. In this case, we have just 500%, and the API instead is 6,040 and 434%, so insanely big. But maybe you can think, well, man, I know that no real serious product will ever offer you 500% of APR. That's true, so let's try to make calculations just for 10%. I want to use the file Excel, and I prepare different kind of scenario. No compound, that is the first column, this column here, and this is something that is increasing linearly. So the first year you will have 1,100, supposing that you were starting with just 1,000 and the APR is 10%. And the second year you will have 1,200 because you are still earning every year just $100. Let's check it out. What is the difference when you start compounding at least once a year? As you can see, we've gone just into the final row here. Look at the difference. If you are not compounding, you will have at the end of 30 years just 4,000. If you are compounding, at the end of 30 years, you will get 15,863. And it's gonna be even better if you start compounding each month instead of just each year. In that case, you will start earning, instead of 15, you will get almost 18. If you start doing every week, you will get even more. You can get 18 and more. If you're doing every day, well, to be fair, the difference is not so big between every day and every week. And that's something that is really important because it is showing us what should be the frequency. As you can see, doing at least once a year, well, that's so important. Difference is insane. Doing that at least once a month, well, I really encourage you to do that because the difference is quite big. Doing that at least once a week, well, in my opinion, once a week, that's the ideal frequency if you want to do something easy to go, because the difference between every day and every week is not so big. Obviously, in this example, I'm just taking into consideration an example of 10% of APR. Numbers can change if we change, obviously, the APR, so the amount of interest that you are getting. Another thing that you should take in consideration is which is the token that you are receiving as a reward. Because most of the times, in the moment when you are receiving tokens that could be volatile, you can also think about, okay, I'm receiving this reward, but what will be the value tomorrow? Is it better to sell it now or not? And on the other side, how many fees I will pay in order to withdraw this amount? So as you can understand, ideally speaking, if you don't have an auto-compounder, in my opinion, a good time frame, time range could be using a weekly compounding time. Obviously, it really depends from the amount of money that you have deposited, which is the token that you are receiving as a reward, and what is also the APR, because the lower the APR, also usually the lower could be the frequency that you can use in order to compound your gains, because the difference will not be so big. So guys, I just shared with you this table. I will leave also the link of this table. You will find it in the comment section below, just because I want to help you to understand how the numbers can change when you're using compounding. Compounding means using reinvesting, and it has the label APY. When we talk not compounding, we refer to APR. Guys, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know it in the comment section here or into the Telegram group, and I will be more than happy to help you to get through this topic. See you in the next video. Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we'll talk about one of my favorite topics, and I'm talking about composability of the DeFi. And that's so beautiful because it is helping you to understand how DeFi is changing everything that is coming from the traditional finance, and it is enabling you to build really advanced strategies just in a matter of a couple of clicks, or even automated strategy. But let's dig into the topic immediately. So I have chosen this image just because it's like playing with the Lego. It's something that is a piece on top of the other piece that can give you the opportunity to build whatever you want. And that's exactly what is already happening. Just before digging into the topic, I want to also add that expect that in the next couple of months and years, this topic will be even greater and more crucial. We are just at the beginning, and the more protocols, the more applications that are using DeFi and are focused on the financial system are coming out, the greater and the more powerful is the strategy that we can build. So really expect this topic to explode into the next future, and it means that you will have more freedom and also more possibility to earn automated passive income. So really amazing. Okay, let's start and let's see how it works. So let's say that you have at the beginning just your Bitcoins, and usually you are just keeping them into your wallet and they are producing zero kind of yield. But you are smart, you know that you can use DeFi in order to start earning more. I want to add one thing just before going on. I don't want to give the message that it is risk-free. Remember, one story is just keeping your Bitcoin into your cold wallet like this one. It is much more secure. Another story is bringing your Bitcoin and using any DeFi protocol. In that case, you are exposed to an additional risk. So are two different things. I'm not saying I love this topic, but because it's giving me the ability to diversify, to really do a lot of stuff that otherwise I will not be able to. But I don't want to be misunderstood saying that it's 100% secure, because as we have seen into the chapter about scams, risk, and so on, well, there are so many risks and so many hidden costs that can affect the final gain you can get. Understood that, let's go on. So we can say that we have our Bitcoin, and we can use a platform like Aave just to take a loan that could enable you to use your Bitcoin as a collateral to bring a loan for example, Ethereum. But instead of Ethereum, maybe you can even buy Bitcoin. It really depends what you want to do. Are you expecting the price of Ethereum going up or down? Let's suppose that the price of Ethereum, you expect that it will go down. So what you can do is simply using your Bitcoin as a collateral, take a loan, receive an Ethereum, sell Ethereum on the market, and in that moment you will be like short. Receiving an amount could be in stable coins. So let's say that in that moment the price of one Ethereum is $1,000. You received $1,000. In the meantime, the price of Ethereum has gone down, let's say to $800. You can use just $800 of that, of the gain of the previous sell, to rebuy the 1 ETH and repay your debt. So as you have understood, I was still using my Bitcoin, I was still holding my Bitcoin, but at the same time, I had the opportunity to earn other $200. But there are different ways that you can act. You can, for example, take your Ethereum, stake them, and receive, for example, you can use Lido Finance in order to receive a liquid staking token. This liquid staking token is something that is increasing in value because it's receiving the rewards from the validation process on the Ethereum blockchain. But at the same time, you can also use this token to provide liquidity, for example, on a specific protocol. It could be, for example, Uniswap. In the moment when you are providing liquidity, you can use this LP token to start earning rewards from farming. Or maybe instead of providing liquidity, you want to use this token on a protocol like GMX or any other protocol that is using derivatives. So you can decide in which protocol you can use that one. I want to add one thing. At the moment, the kind of protocols where you can use a specific token are still limited because not all the applications are supporting all the different tokens. But the more we will go on, the more tokens will be supported by the different protocols, and the more we can create advanced strategies. In the case, for example, that we were using in order to start earning rewards like on a PancakeSwap, let's say, I know that at the moment this kind of token is not supported, but it's just a theoretical example. You can use Uniswap or whatever it's supporting. You will start earning yield farming rewards. Or on the other side, you can use it to create a delta and ultra strategy. So delta and ultra strategy are simply a way to start earning rewards being protected by the volatility of the price, because it's like having at the same time a long position and the short position on the same asset. So whatever will be the volatility of the asset, you will be neutral. But at the same time, you will start earning rewards that will give you a net position plus the full benefit of the rewards. Obviously, if the price of Ethereum, for example, in this case, is going up, you will not have the gain of this upside, but at the same time, you will neither have the downside, so the loss in case of the price is going down. And maybe you can take all the earnings that you have produced through this strategy just to buy other Bitcoins and reinvest them and start again with the same strategy. So as you can understand, that is what it means composability. It means really using different protocols, so starting just with your cryptos and investing them into different protocols just to create something that is compounding the gain that you could have that is much higher than just holding your Bitcoin. Again, guys, be aware of the risk and the upside. But what I can tell you is that, again, in the next future, this kind of stuff will simply explode and will become a big trend that you will see many protocols that are simply creating this kind of strategies. And for you will be simply plug and play. You choose the protocol, you choose the strategy, you press a button, and you are done. Guys, let me know if you have any kind of question into the comment section here or into the Telegram group, and I will see you into the next video. Hi guys, and welcome back. We are slowly going closer to the end of this course. And in this video, I'm going to present to you what are tools that you can use in your day-to-day activities when you are dealing with cryptos and DeFi. I prepared for you also a couple of slides, so let's start immediately. So first of all, when it comes to cryptos and DeFi, one important thing is starting to have a look on the prices. A tool that I'm using to check prices is CoinGecko. CoinGecko is something that is pretty good if you are starting your journey into the crypto space. You can use also at the same time CoinMarketCap. They are quite equivalent. As you can see, for each asset, you will have the price, the movement, the volume, market cap, and so on. You can even click on it, and you will have different kind of more in-depth analysis. If you want to have more charting ability, so you want to analyze from the chart point of view, instead of having just this chart here that is quite basic, you can use TradingView, that here it is embedded, but I'm suggesting to you, maybe you can use directly TradingView in order to analyze from the chart point of view. When you want to analyze a token that is available only into the DeFi ecosystem, because that's something that is quite interesting, you need to know that centralized exchanges, even if they are offering more advanced tools, they are offering a more limited amount of tokens. Specifically, tokens that are about DeFi or just niches that are quite still small. Usually they are just available into the DeFi space. It means that you can't buy them using KuCoin, Binance, Bybit, or whatever. You have to use a DeFi protocol. So that's the reason why you can use applications like DEX Screener to check different tokens. Let's say that you want to buy even Ethereum, that is a quite a big asset, the second biggest asset into the crypto space. You can see on which exchanges, decentralized exchanges, they are listed. And when you choose one, you will have the details with the chart here, the price, the liquidity. This is a number that you should take in consideration, because higher is this number that I'm enlightening to you, also higher is the probability, I mean this number here, higher is your ability to sell your assets with the less spread. Remember, with a 7 million liquidity, if you want to sell 100K, you will still get the price that you are seeing here. But let's say that you want to sell 5 million, well, the real price will be much lower because you will drain the whole liquidity. So one suggestion I want to give you in the moment when you are using a DeFi protocol to buy and sell crypto, one thing that you should check is this number here, liquidity. And if it is low, small, compared to the amount that you want to exchange, what I can suggest you is divide your transaction in much smaller transactions. That's something that will allow you to get the real price without paying any kind of hidden fees. Another thing that is quite interesting is what I call DeFi Explorer. So exploring the DeFi world in order to find new protocols, for example, new applications. In this case, a tool like DeFi Llama, that's quite good. Here you have the whole list of the different applications that are available. As you can see, there are many of them. We are talking about literally thousands of different applications that are already available into the space, with all the stats about each protocol. If you click on it, you will have different stats. Also, this is quite interesting. What happened into each moment when we have seen a specific big change into the price. Different informations like the link, exploring the blockchain, and so on. That's quite interesting. And here you can explore finding other opportunities, deciding which chain, which blockchain you are using, finding stats. And that's something, the more you are getting into this space, the more you will able to use these tools, and the more will be useful, because the more you understand, the more you will be able to catch the next big opportunity. Another thing that is quite interesting from the point of view exploring the DeFi ecosystem is using platforms like Nanoly. Do you remember when we were talking about earning passive income, so earning yield from the DeFi protocol? Well, you can use platforms like Nanoly to discover what are the different opportunities. And for example, here you can decide which blockchain you want to explore or which protocol you want to explore here on the left. And in the middle, you will see all the different pairs, so all the different assets that you should deposit in which protocol, and what is the APY that you will receive as a reward. A number that you should always check is this one, guys. The TVL, the liquidity that is inside that pool. Because remember, usually the higher is this number, the more secure is that tool that you are using. I'm meaning this tool. In this case, as you can see, it is ETH ST ETH. Do you remember when we were talking about Lido Finance, staking, liquid staking? Well, this is exactly the kind of earning opportunity that I was talking to you just a couple of videos ago. Going on, because there is also another thing that you can do when it comes to DeFi. It is exploring the blockchain. Do you remember that at the beginning we were saying that the blockchain is transparent? Well, that's beautiful, that's amazing, because it is allowing you to dig into the blockchain, to the different transactions, in order to find patterns, in order to find opportunities that are undervalued, or any kind of stats that is helping you to take the best decision possible. There are many tools. For example, this is Nansen. It is giving you the ability to explore the blockchain. Or you can just use tools like DBank that can give you the ability to check, to explore what each user is doing. Can you see this address here? This is just an address. In this case, I'm showing you one of the first one into the ranking, because you can also go back here and see different users, what they are doing. This is just the list of the most trending, the most followed accounts. You can click for each of them. You can see for each blockchain what they are owning, and you can even check the transactions they have done. That's pretty interesting, because it's giving you also the ability to check which DeFi applications they are using. For example, you can see that they are using MakerDAO, Uniswap, Curve, Aave. Some of them we have been talking about them into this course, some of them not. But what I want to just show you this tool is just to give you the opportunity to understand what you can do with the different tools, because literally there are no limits. It's just a matter to start learning, start using them, and you will see that they can make the whole difference for your gains. Guys, if you have any question, just ask, and we'll be happy to answer to you into the comment section below, or also on Telegram. Feel free to ask whatever you want, and let us know what do you think about the topic and about this tool. See you in the next video. Bye, guys. Hi guys, and welcome back. This is the last step of our journey into the DeFi space, and I'm here back with Elias. Welcome back, Elias. Really happy to have you here. And what we will try to discuss today is what we should expect from the future of the DeFi and crypto space. I want to add that we are not here to do a forecast trying to guess what is the price that Bitcoin will reach in the next 5 years, because that's something that nobody knows. And always be quite skeptical if someone is telling you Bitcoin will reach this kind of level. Yes, it's a matter of probability. So we are also working on modeling and trying to find out what is the probability, but it's just probability, it's not a fact. And on the other side, we'll try also to summarize what we have said, and in order to understand what will be the role of DeFi into the future. And I'm asking you, Elias, what is, in your opinion, the role of DeFi into the next future, and how fast it can grow? Because that's something that obviously will change also the whole story.
Interesting question. So when I look at DeFi, I see still major issues why mass adoption is not here yet. So, I mean,
let's see if we
are
on the same page, because also I'm completely agree with you, and I have 3 ideas why it's not working, but I want to hear yours, because it's always great to hear different opinions and discuss on it.
Yeah, I'm also curious what you think. But from my side, I mean, one big part is regulations. There is no really legal framework out there. I mean, here in Switzerland, where I sit, it's like when you ask, when you would stand in front of the building of the financial in Switzerland, we call it FINMA, which are regulating the financial markets. If you go out there and you ask them, hey, what are the regulations on Bitcoin? They would give you an answer. And if you say like DeFi, they would just be quiet and walk away. You know, it's like still we call it a black box. No one really knows it. Everyone pretends that it's not here, and you know. And for me, I mean, we saw it with ICOs 2018. It was like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? And then 2019, now it's regulated. Now it's okay, you know? And I think it will be the same. And yeah, for me, the legal framework is just, it's too uncertain to be mass adopted. So also that's why I think the big press is not hopping on right now. And the second one is difficulty, because it's just way too difficult to get to, really. I think when we talk about difficulties, there are two parts. One is like maneuver inside of the market. So going from curve to, I don't know, lend their money and stuff like that. But the major thing is getting in and getting out. I think that's a big part, getting in and getting out, especially the out part. And then we also come back to legal problems with taxes and stuff like that. So I think these are the main reasons why it's not there where it could be. And when we talk about the next bull market, I think DeFi will rule it. A lot of people say GameFi will rule the next bull market, but I massively disagree, because I think with all the innovations in the market which will come, DeFi will play the major role of the next bull market. My personal opinion, and also why I'm investing in a lot of promising DeFi projects, which trying to change the market. And I mean, I am not the right person to ask in which token you should invest, because I'm a huge DeFi maxi. I love DeFi and the sector, and that's my opinion on it. I'm curious what your 3 points are.
Well, that's a pretty interesting point, specifically what you were saying about GameFi and so on, because from one point of view, I completely get your point, is that yes, that's true. DeFi is evolving so fast, and if we will be for real able to put on blockchain what is happening on the traditional finance, well, guys, that's a massive revolution. Just to give you an idea, right now, the amount of money that is locked into the DeFi is just around 40 billion. And do you know how much money are into the financial system? We're talking about trillions, quadrillions. So it really means still the gap is big, and there is a lot of space to grow. So imagine how could be the multiplier from this point where we are right now. On the other side, I completely agree with you when you say about regulation. That's something that institutions only can bring this amount of money into the DeFi, and institution will come only in the moment when the DeFi will be somehow regulated or somehow perceived as safe. On the other side, the other 2 points that I think that are really important, that are close to yours, is from one side, the user experience. We need still to simplify how we are using these protocols. And that's the reason also why we were really caring about creating this kind of a course just to start you on board into this space, because we know that DeFi is still not what it could be. We truly believe that DeFi will evolve, and we are following this space since a lot of time. There has been years really, and we have seen that changing so fast in this way that it is completely incredible. But on the other side, we are also aware that right now the current state of the art is an ecosystem that is still too difficult to be used. And from one side, because there are technical challenges, and that's the other point, because also the technology on the underlying technology is still evolving and it is changing. And in the moment when we will be able to reach a kind of a tech stack that will enable us to build more cool things, in that moment everything will change. But on the other side, I think that the whole industry, us included, should really push and start helping people to understand the reasons why and how to use DeFi. And on the other side, I want to just add one other thing is that, in my opinion, I think that gamification and playing, that's something that can help people to understand, also to onboard the crypto space. I still remember when I asked to my mom, what are the cryptos that you know? And she told me about Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu. And if you think about it, that's incredible, because they know about something that is playful, for the simple reason that that's what people are talking. If you go into a conversation, nobody will talk about boring finance, but many people will talk about something that is interesting, playful, and so on. So I believe from one side that gamifying and so on could help people to onboard the space, but on the other side, what will really help the industry to grow exponentially will be for sure DeFi as a technology, as a layer to bring traditional finance into the blockchain. And in your opinion, which is the kind of time frame also, or better, how the next bull run will come? Because right now people are so scared about price that have been going down for a while. The macroeconomic look doesn't look so great and so on. What is your opinion? What you can share from your experience, and also what is the suggestion from the point of view, what you should be focused on right now?
So I experienced two bull markets already, 2017 and 2021. And one thing which is absolutely always for sure is that it will start at a moment you don't expect it to start, and it will end at the moment where you don't expect it to end.
Absolutely.
And in both scenarios, you can go, you can be 100% sure that you will have FOMO, 100%. And even if you're the strongest mental guy, because also after...
Just to people that don't know what does it mean, FOMO, let's explain them what does it mean. Because
yes,
something that
important.
for us it's basic, but many people maybe don't know what does it mean.
FOMO means fear of missing out. And I mean, you especially feel that feeling when Bitcoin is starting to pump and it goes up and it goes up, and you're still not 100% in it and exposed to Bitcoin, and you're like, oh, I have to buy, I have to buy, I have to buy, I have to buy. That's the feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out. And you can be 100% sure you will get this feeling. And for me, at least, the best technique to get into the market and to get out of the market is not irrational moves, no leverage, and only dollar cost average. Just buy in, buy in, buy in. Don't try to get don't try to get the lowest low. Just get the lower part and get the higher part. And I mean, I am not a trader, Alberto. You're way more in that. I know you're way more in charts and stuff. I'm more on the liquidity side, on the DeFi, on the on the techie side, even a bit. I would actually love to hear your opinion, because I think I can learn a lot from you there.
Well, thank you. What I can say is that the main suggestion that I can give is, guys, don't leave the industry just because you are losing money. If you are losing money, that's an opportunity to start learning more. And that's also the reason why we are here to share, and we want to support you on Telegram and whatever it is, because it's just through the knowledge, becoming aware of what is going on and how the industry is growing. Because right now, look at what is happening into this industry. Even if the prices are going down, it's not like developers are leaving and no kind of improvement is happening. The reality is that even if in the last year we have seen a downside into the price by 60%, something like that, on Bitcoin, because other stuff have been going down by 90%, even more. But even so, the kind of protocols, applications that are available right now, they have been evolving so dramatically that's amazing what is available right now. So really what I can tell is that look at that. That's the most important thing. Fundamentals never lies. Obviously, it doesn't mean that it will explode, it will pump into the price tomorrow, because that's something that exactly as Elias was saying, you can't predict that. And that's the reason why you need to be into the industry in order to understand what is the moment. Yes, you can do some kind of technical analysis, support, resistance, whatever. You can use your own path. That's something that's completely on you, and something is really subjective. You want to be more trading stuff, more investing, more DeFi, and whatever. The whole point is that, at least in our opinion, that's the reason why we are here. We believe that this industry will go up by 10x, hopefully also even much more. But I don't want to say that it will go up by 1000x, because otherwise we'll be simply saying, oh my God, everyone will become rich. That's not the point, because at the end of the story, that's something that will come as a consequence. Right now, what really matters is be here, understand, and maybe, who knows, at a certain point, something will change and blockchain will die. Who knows? It's still something that you should take in account as a scenario. I don't think that will happen, but nobody can predict the future. So the only way to be ready for any kind of happening is be into the industry. So be into the industry. Even if you're doing something else, spend 10 minutes a day just to study, or maybe on Sunday, dedicate at least 2 hours on that. It will be worth it. You can't really imagine how much money you can do into this industry. Or even if you're not doing, well, you were here, you have done the maximum to maximize your probabilities. Because remember, guys, it's just that the matter. We are here to maximize our probabilities to succeed and to make money, because at the end of the story, we are also all here for that. I don't know if you want to add anything else on this topic, and what is the final suggestion before closing this final step of the course that you want to say to our people?
So, I mean, stick to the ball. You did a great job getting DeFi defined here, and that's everything. You did it. I mean, if you're here, if you're watching that video, you did everything, and you can be proud of yourself. And now it's time. It's go time. Try stuff out, and yeah, start with little money, try stuff, and yeah, experience the markets.
Absolutely, I completely agree. It's just a process, and when you were a child, it didn't take just one day to become an adult. It has been a journey, and the same applies also to anything else, including the DeFi and the crypto space. So do one step at a time. Don't try to rush things. It is plenty of opportunity, but the only way to take any kind of opportunity is not running out of money and losing everything. So always protect your funds and your money. That's the rule number one. Really thank you, Elias, for this opportunity, for this journey together. Guys, if you have any question, please do that. Ask that into our Telegram group or here into the comment section, and we will be here to answer. And maybe, who knows, we will see into a new edition of this path or whatever. We are also happy to hear any kind of suggestion that you have. Feel free to share it into our Telegram group or wherever you are feeling more comfortable. Thank you, guys, and thank you, Elias. Bye.